Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. Standing by with us is retired Air Force Group Captain Sadiq Shehu. You're welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you very much.
You know, when we talk about the fight against insurgents and the war on insurgency, one of the major issues in recent times that has come up has been the approval of the release of $1 billion from the excess crude account. And I just want to get your thoughts, because Nigerians have expressed a lot of anger and a lot of there's a lot of confusion in the atmosphere about what this money is actually going to be spent on, with counter-accusations and accusations flying around. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I have watched this debate with very keen interest as a security expert and also a former military officer. First, let's start with the announcement by the governors. If I recall vividly, Governor Obaseki, who was the person who gave the statement, he used certain phrases which should tell us, which should give us an idea what this money is for. I remember a certain phrase he used. He said, array of activities or array of efforts. He also used the fact these funds will be used to buy logistics. These funds will be used to include, but not limited. Then he listed some items that had to do with military. Now, let's look at it initially from the course of what is counterinsurgency. I think there is no problem to the fact that the money given by the governors is counterinsurgency fund. What is counterinsurgency? Counterinsurgency, the definition of counterinsurgency is all civilian and comprehensive civilian and military efforts taken simultaneously to defeat, to contain, and to address the root causes of insurgency. Now, if you take to defeat, that is where the aspect of military, we're talking about kinetic operations. But if you look at the other aspects, contain, address the root causes, certainly these are not purely military functions. So here, this is where the debate started getting muddled up. People look at counterinsurgency fund as only funds for military. But all over the world, Nigeria is not the first to have counterinsurgency. And the people that have had experience in this have defined it as not only a military effort, but also all other civilian efforts. So when you look at the funds that are being released, to my understanding, yes, it is right to assume that substantial part of that money will go to military effort. But it is not only military effort. The police efforts, the judicial efforts, the countering violence extremism efforts, the counter-IED efforts, even the legal efforts of prosecuting counterinsurgents is all part of that counterinsurgency.
Group Captain, one of the root causes of anger amongst Nigerians is that they say, look at the last 5 years. You had these kinds of very covert expenditures going on in the name of the war on insurgency, and we now know that some of those things have been uncovered, Dasuki Gate, etc., what was spent on what. Now, Nigerians are looking forward, and they see 2019 around the corner, and so many accusations are flying around. There's a lot of opacity involved right now. Nigerians are not being told what this money is going to be spent on beyond kind of these vague items of police or Air Force or whatever the case may be. Do you believe that the Nigerian military, as it is today, is being transparent enough with Nigerians in order to give them peace about the money that has just been released?
Well, there is a lot to be said on both sides. Military issues, by nature, they require some aspect of security or secrecy. But again, we don't have to be on the extreme. It's not everything that requires secrecy. Before the Christmas break, I'm aware that the Senate is saying that they are going to look into the possibility or what they can do on that 9 billion. Now, here, I see a lack of communication between the military or between the executive and the National Assembly. Even if you say the general man on the street is not supposed to know what and what is contained, I think people in the National Assembly should be able to know what and what should be used. And it is my humble opinion, honest, there, that the military or the federal government is not doing enough. Because certainly, counterinsurgency or any war operation is very, very expensive. And I can understand if people express pessimism about what that money is going to do. I mean, given our very recent past experience, but not in Nigeria. South Africa, mentioned anywhere. Defense procurement is always, something that attracts. By the way it is done, there are always issues of accountability, issues of corruption as well. So if people use their experience with the Dasuki Gate to be apprehensive, I think it can be